right, y'all. You know what day it is. Sunday special, double uploads today. You know what I'm saying? But for today's video, this video, we're here to talk about having standards and having standards for yourself and the things that you want in your life. It really is the thing where you get to the nitty gritty, where you're all about business, where you don't really waste no time. And I feel like it's necessary, and it I feel like everybody else thinks it's necessary as well. That having standards, it's very important. Like whether that being for your goals, the shit that you want, your relationships, how you want your relationships to go, the shit that you will and will not tolerate. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people need to realize like what their standards are. They need to have standards because sometimes like I just be hearing my homies talk and they're just like, oh well, no, she just like play hard to get with me. Like she play like some days she like me, some days she don't like me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not gonna lie to you, broski. You better just tell her what's up. Cause over here in Sheriff Walkie and the gang, we don't do the games. The games is something that we don't do because you know what I'm saying, it's a waste of our time. Especially if you the person who's like, oh yeah, no, I really want to fuck with you, then prove it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about your actions speak louder than your words. So show me what you really mean. Show me what you really on. Because it's like, why would you not have a standard set for the things that you want to go. And it is really easily just said like this for real. If you don't do it, then it won't get done the right way. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you can't really blame it on anybody else but yourself for not putting those boundaries up when you should have, for not communicating when you should have, like what you will and will not tolerate because how are they supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? As much of communicative creatures as us humans are, it's like we want each other to read our like we want each other to read our minds type shit. Like, so I can't read your mind. You know what I mean? And you can't read mine. So it's just a level of communication that has to come into play. But then there's another thing of with the standards, will you stand on the standards that you have set? You know what I'm saying? Will you really not tolerate the bullshit? Because if you really won't tolerate it, then we won't let nothing slide. And exactly what I said in the video that I made earlier this week. Now I'm making exceptions because you make an exception for one person that leads to an exception for another person, and then you just completely going off the rails on your standards. Because I thought you had something set. This was the end all be all. You do this, you're done. You're cut from the team. You're chopped. You know what I'm saying? You drop her off. You know what I'm saying? And and then niggas were just like, she cheated on them. And then they'll still take her back, even though you just said you don't tolerate cheaters, you don't tolerate games, you don't tolerate bullshit. Like my boy, you ain't strong enough to stand on the rules that you set. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with something like that, you don't let nobody slide like that. I don't care you male, female, that's a waste of your time and that's disrespectful as fuck. Like I don't really care what the scenario is, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you did it, like if you made the conscious decision to do that, bruh, then you made the conscious decision to do that, which is cool, that's fine, but get the fuck out of my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no rhyme or reason for you to still be in my face just talking to me. No. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to hear that bullshit? And it's like you have to figure out what your standards are for real. Because me telling you like some of the examples that I just gave you, like you have to figure out what really works for you and what you really do not tolerate. Which I mean, I don't think anybody should tolerate cheating or take anybody back from cheating because that's just that's just like not even OD. That's just like what the fuck. Like why would you do that dumbass shit? Because they go do it again. Like, bruh. But that's besides the point. So it's really just a matter of standing on your principles, bro, and figuring out what your principles are. And once you figure out what they are, I guarantee you, people will start treating you different. People will start looking at you different because you will not, like I said, tolerate that bullshit, tolerate that toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? And especially too, bro. Everybody want to be toxic nowadays, playing all these little mind games and shit. Exactly what I'm saying. And we don't got time for that over here on the Sheriff Walkie channel. You know what I'm saying? We all about protecting our peace and our purpose and mission and getting that motion. And if you ain't getting that motion, baby, you can't get on my ocean. Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You cannot get on the boat. You know what I mean? And that's for anybody and everybody, whether you my girl, my homie, nigga, bro. You better come correct, bro. You better come correct, cause we cut people off over here. You know what I'm saying? I get one small sniff that you just doing something foul, and I'm just like, you know what? I could smell the bullshit from a mile away. I'm not fucking with it, and I drop them off, drop them off. And I feel like that's like the kind of thing that you have to do too. And I feel like that's another factor of why people like don't do it, because they don't want to lose the people that they have. But you gotta remember, bro. At the end of the day, all you are is your word. Like for real, that is all you are. So if you say you don't tolerate something, if you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, then what does that mean? That means you can't follow your word. That means your word doesn't mean shit to you. You know what I'm saying? And you know your word doesn't mean shit to you. And if that's the case, then you will continue to settle and not get what you want. And that's not what I want for y'all, type shit. But yeah, no, so this was a little standards video. I got another video that I'm about to record, tight shit, tight shit. Y'all tune into that one too, bro.